plenary session. Yes. Then in Asia and the Pacific being hosted in India. It is my honor and privilege to warmly welcome our guests who have joined us from near and far. For many of you, it is your first visit to our country. A warm welcome to all our delegates coming from 24 Asia-Pacific member countries and to all our delegates who are here representing over 33 states and union territories from India, 15 union ministries from the Government of India, apex technical institutions, industry associations, and startups. Yesterday, on the occasion of the inaugural of the forum, a special written message was shared by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, with all delegates, emphasizing that India follows and strongly advocates for the pro-planet people approach. He mentioned that India has always been more than willing to share experiences and learnings in our journey towards circular economy. Taking forward Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision, Shri Manohar Lal ji, Honorable Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, announced the Cities Coalition for Circularity, C3, a multinational alliance for city-to-city collaboration, knowledge sharing, and private sector partnerships. This forum will act as a catalyst for resource efficiency and a low-carbon economy, strengthening collaboration between policymakers, industry leaders, researchers to build a sustainable future. Honorable Union Minister also announced that the forum will work together to discuss and adopt the Jaipur Declaration from 2025 to 2034, a non-political, non-binding commitment that will guide the next decade of efforts towards resource efficiency and sustainable urban growth. At the venue yesterday, a key Memorandum of Understanding for Cities 2.0 was also signed, worth 1,800 crores, marking a significant milestone in urban sustainability initiatives. This will benefit 18 cities across 14 states in India and will also serve as a lighthouse for other urban areas. Today, we look forward to exciting discussions as part of Day 2 of the forum. These discussions are scheduled across the venue. In a few minutes, we will listen to the keynote address by Dr. Heinz Schand, Senior Scientist, CSIRO, Australia, on material flows, waste, GHG emissions, and circularity. This will be followed by a plenary session on nature-based solutions for circular economy and a special session during which Srinivas Katikalaji, Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, will deliver a special address. Today, we will also be joined by Shri Bhupender Yadav ji, Honorable Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who will also address the forum. We are excitedly looking forward to 5 parallel country breakout sessions taking place at noon. This will happen alongside a session that will discuss India pathways to circular economy. In total, 6 sessions will be running in parallel from noon onwards. Post-lunch, we are looking forward to facilitating technical field visits to not just the waste-to-energy plant and sanitary landfill site at Jaipur, but also to the Hawa Mahal, the City Palace, Patrika Gate, and Albert Hall. These are key iconic attractions in the city of Jaipur. Please register at the earliest. Details are in your respective delegate kits. In case you need assistance, please reach out to the team, either to the UNCRD team or to the ministry team present across the venue. We request all delegates to please choose the tour route that they feel most eager and curious about and join us for a Jaipur Darshan post-lunch. To start off today's session, we have Dr. Heinz Schand, Serial Scientist, CSIRO Australia, to speak on material flows, waste, GHG emissions, and circularity. Requesting the Secretariat to please play the pre-recorded message.
Distinguished guests, colleagues, and policymakers, it is an honor to address you today at this critical juncture for the 3R and circular economy agenda in Asia and the Pacific. As we gather to discuss solutions for sustainable resource management, we must confront a fundamental reality. Our current patterns of resource use are a major driver of the triple planetary crisis: climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. The evidence is clear and the urgency is undeniable. But here's the key question: how do we transform our economies to meet the needs of people today while safeguarding the planet for future generations? The stakes could not be higher. Every additional year we delay action, we move further away from a sustainable future. Our approach to materials and resources will shape the world we live in for generations to come. The transition to a circular economy is not just an environmental necessity, it is an economic and social imperative. The Global Resources Outlook 2019, published by the International Resource Panel, gives us a sobering reality check. It reveals the urgent need for resource efficiency and circular economy strategies if we are to tackle climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. Today, I will talk you through some of the key findings and their implications for our region. Resource extraction and processing contribute to over 90% of global biodiversity loss and water stress. They are responsible for nearly 50% of greenhouse gas emissions. This means that if we are serious about addressing climate change, biodiversity loss and pollution, we must look at the fundamental role of resource efficiency and circular economy strategies. These are not just nice-to-have policies, they are essential. Let's ask ourselves, can we achieve net zero emissions while continuing to extract and use materials at the current rate? Can we reverse biodiversity loss if we keep clearing forests, overmining land and polluting our ecosystems? The answer is clear. We need a fundamental shift. The good news? Solutions exist. By reducing waste, improving resource efficiency, and transitioning to a circular economy, we can cut emissions, reduce pollution, and protect our ecosystems, all while creating jobs and fostering innovation. Consider this. In 1970, the world used about 27 billion tons of materials. Today, that figure has surpassed 100 billion tons, a four-fold increase in just 50 years. This growth has been driven by industrialization, urbanization, and increasing consumption. Of course, this process has lifted millions out of poverty, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region. But at the same time, it has placed unprecedented pressure on our environment. The problem is that we are still looking into a linear take, make, dispose system. We extract materials, use them briefly, and discard them, often in ways that pollute our air, land, and water. Ask yourself, what percentage of materials do you think we actually keep in the economy? The answer is sobering. Less than 10% of all materials are cycled back into the economy. This means over 90% of resources are wasted. This is not sustainable, but imagine if we flip the script. If we design products for durability, reuse, and recycling. If we treated waste not as an end product, but as a valuable resource. This is the potential of the circular economy. We then redid the Global Resource Outlook in 2024, and we find that if we are to meet the Sustainable Development Goals in a way that is both equitable and lasting, we must fundamentally rethink how we use resources. Decoupling economic growth from environmental degradation is not just an option, it's an absolute necessity. Today, our global economy still relies heavily on resource-intensive growth. However, the evidence is clear. Prosperity does not have to come at the cost of increasing material consumption. We have the tools and the knowledge to shift towards a more sustainable path. Advances in technology, innovations in the circular economy, and new approaches to sustainable production and consumption all offer viable solutions for achieving large-scale decoupling. The challenge now is not whether it can be done, but how quickly we can make it happen. The ultimate purpose of economic activity is to enhance well-being. However, our current trajectory tells a different story, one where rising resource use is causing more environmental harm than it is delivering social benefits. This is a trend that we must urgently reverse. Achieving this shift requires a fundamental rethinking of how we design policies and business models. We need approaches that prioritize sustainable materials management, eco-design, and regenerative resource use, ensuring that resources are used efficiently and responsibly. Investing in resource efficiency and circularity is not about placing limits on growth. Rather, it is about reshaping growth so that it truly benefits both people and the planet. By making these changes, we can create an economic system that is not only more resilient, but also more just and sustainable for future generations. Remember, high-income countries consume 6 times more materials and generate 10 times the climate impact of low-income countries. This stark imbalance is driven in part by global supply chains that often shift environmental burdens to lower-income countries, allowing wealthier economies to maintain unsustainable consumption patterns while outsourcing the associated impacts. To address this, developed nations must take greater responsibility, not only by reducing their own material footprint, but also by actively supporting emerging economies in their transition to more sustainable development pathways. At the same time, we know that reducing resource use does not have to come at the expense of economic growth, social equity, or well-being. In fact, it is possible to design an economic system that thrives while minimizing environmental harm. Circular business models offer a powerful opportunity to create jobs, foster innovation, and generate economic value, all while reducing waste and emissions. To accelerate this shift, policies that incentivize sustainable resource use, such as green public procurement, and strategies that extend product life cycles can play a transformative role in reshaping industries and economies for the better. The challenge ahead is not just technical, but political and structural, requiring collective action to build a more just and sustainable future. In 2020, the global economy extracted 95 billion tons of biomass, fossil fuels, metal ores, and non-metallic minerals. 95 billion tons taken from the earth in just 1 year. This is more than a statistic. It underscores the immense strain on planetary systems. Since 1970, material extraction has more than tripled and continues to grow unsustainably. What does this mean? Depleting natural resources at an accelerating rate. Deforestation, erasing climate regulating forests. Biodiversity loss, with species vanishing before discovery. Water stress, as industries demand more than ecosystems can provide, worsening pollution, contaminating air, water, and soil. These impacts are unfolding now, affecting people, communities, and economies. The question is, can we continue on this path, or must we fundamentally shift how we extract, use, and value resources? Our take-make-waste system is failing us. In 2020, we generated 25 billion tons of waste, a result of inefficient production, overconsumption, and wasteful disposal. Resource extraction and use led to 45 billion tons of emissions, pushing us further beyond planetary limits. How much waste and emissions could we prevent through better design, reuse, and circular strategies? These figures expose a critical flaw. Valuable materials are lost instead of recirculated, while emissions drive climate instability, food insecurity, and extreme weather. One statistic stands out. Only 9% of materials used in the global economy come from secondary sources, meaning 91% are newly extracted. Despite increasing awareness and policy commitments, we have yet to significantly increase the share of secondary materials in supply chains. This presents both a challenge and an opportunity. Scaling up circular economy strategies can reduce waste, cut emissions, and decouple economic growth from resource depletion. But to make this happen, we need better data, tools, and metrics to guide decision-making and drive systemic change. Shifting to a circular economy is more than a technical fix. It's a deep, systemic transition, reshaping economies, societies, and daily life. It requires rethinking resource use, redefining prosperity, and redesigning the systems that sustain us. The take-make-waste model is environmentally unsustainable and economically flawed. It drives overconsumption, pollution, and resource depletion, disproportionately impacting low-income communities. Waste is not just inefficiency, it's a sign of systemic failure. A just and sustainable future demands rethinking how we value, use, and recover materials. With rising global demand for housing, food, energy, and transport, material use could nearly double by 2050. Worsening resource scarcity, environmental destruction, and geopolitical tensions. A circular economy provides a better path, designing products for longevity, promoting reuse, and ensuring responsible resource recovery. This isn't about limiting prosperity, but redefining it, shifting from endless consumption to sustainable well-being. Circularity isn't just better waste management. It's a fundamental shift in how businesses, governments, and societies function. Businesses must move from selling products to offering services, embedding repairability and efficiency. Governments must integrate circular principles beyond waste policies into broader economic strategies. Culturally, we must redefine success, not as infinite growth, but as thriving within planetary limits. The circular transition has 5 phases. Visioning, aligning circular economy goals with local and global priorities, assessing options, weighing economic and policy pathways, local action, piloting scalable city and business initiatives, national scaling, embedding circularity into policies and investments, and global alignment, integrating trade, climate, and economic policies. But technology shifts, such as AI and smart materials, environmental impacts, climate change and biodiversity loss, and social trends, urbanization and shifting consumption will shape the transition. Success depends on adapting to these megatrends. The circular economy, let's keep this in mind, is not a one-time shift. It is an ongoing cycle of experimentation, learning, and adaptation. The transition has begun, but scaling it requires bold action, collaboration, and continuous innovation. Also, the transition to a circular economy depends on science, research, and innovation to shape policies, guide businesses, and ensure circularity becomes the foundation of our economies. Evidence-based approaches, rooted in data, technology, and real-world insights, are essential for accelerating this shift. Transforming a linear system into a circular one is complex, requiring collaboration across governments, industries, and communities. The challenge is not just about implementing policies, but aligning priorities, balancing economic interests, and ensuring a just transition. Research provides the roadmaps, governance models, and decision-making frameworks needed for systemic change. We cannot manage what we cannot measure. Reliable data on material flows, waste generation, and resource efficiency is essential. Yet current systems fall short. Without standardized indicators, tracking progress at product, business, and national levels is difficult. The science community must work with policymakers and businesses to develop integrated data platforms and measurement frameworks, ensuring policy decisions are based on real impact. A circular economy is not just about reducing waste. It's about smarter design. Science must lead in developing biodegradable, recyclable, and non-toxic materials, while AI-driven automation and digital twins can optimize manufacturing efficiency. Durability, modularity, and reuse must replace planned obsolescence. Without continuous innovation, we risk replicating old problems in new systems. Circular economy policies must be part of broader economic frameworks. That means trade policies should enable circular supply chains, fiscal policies must incentivize circular business models, and regulations should ensure compliance and accountability. Financial shifts are also crucial, aligning taxation, subsidies, and investments with sustainability to scale circular solutions. The circular transition cannot follow a one-size-fits-all approach. Regional showcases and industrial symbiosis hubs provide localized solutions, while global coordination ensures supply chains, waste flows, and environmental policies align. The science community has a responsibility to provide the knowledge, tools, and solutions needed to turn ambition into real-world action. The circular economy is not just a vision. It is already transforming industries, creating jobs, and reshaping how we use resources. By extending the lifespan of materials, reducing waste, and stimulating new economic opportunities, we can achieve both environmental and economic benefits. But to fully unlock its potential, we must accelerate action across policy, business, and society. Maximizing material use across its full life cycle cuts emissions, preserves resources, and enhances efficiency. Designing for durability, repairability, and modularity extends product lifespans, while circular supply chains focused on reuse, refurbishment, and recycling reduce reliance on virgin materials and lower carbon footprints. The circular economy is not just an environmental strategy. It is a driver of innovation, job creation, and economic resilience, especially here in the Asia-Pacific region. Circular industries, including remanufacturing and resource recovery, have the potential to create millions of jobs worldwide. Investing in circular infrastructure can turn waste into value, boosting productivity while reducing environmental harm. The transition is already underway, but we must accelerate adoption through bold policies, business leadership, and collaboration. Now is the time to act. Let's build a future where economic success and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Shand. Before we move on to the plenary for the day, I welcome the delegates that have joined us this morning. Some of you trickled in well after my first welcome speech, so I will just welcome you again. Welcome to the second day of the 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific, being hosted by India. We now have the plenary for the day. I request the session chair, Mr. Padam Menali ji, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Urban Development, Government of Nepal, to please join us on stage and take his seat at the dais. Thank you, sir. Welcome. I invite our moderator for the plenary, Dr. V.K. Chaurasya ji, Advisor, Central Public Health and Environmental Engineering Organization, CPHEO, at the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, to please join us on stage and begin discussions. The Wi-Fi password is on your screen once more. Please do log in case you require it. Over to Dr. Chaurasya ji for the plenary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Saris, and very good morning to each one of you. Your enthusiasm and participation will definitely help this sector to grow, and as it is visible, lot of presence in very morning session itself is showing the interest and importance of this topic. Now I will, in this plenary session 5 on nature-based solutions and circular economy. Sir, there are 5 presentations. 4 will be physically present and 1 is video message. So I request Mr. Karanjit Singh, Nangawar Director, Drinking Water Supply, to kindly join the stage. I also request Mr. Ankur Agrawal from Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank to please join. Yeah. I also request Professor Yang Chu Zhang, Department of Environmental Engineering, Chungam National University, Republic of Korea. Welcome, sir. And I also invite Mr. Elise Lene, Program Manager, Kirbati Solid Waste Management Program, Ministry of Environment, Land and Agricultural Development, Kiribati. So, Mr. Ellis. Okay, no problem. Sir, in this sequence of presentations, as I mentioned, maybe 11 a.m. onwards, Honorable Minister, as it was announced, he will be joining here to grace this occasion and share his view and vision. So before that, it is only around 1 hour is left with us. So in that case, we will request that out of these 5 presentations, 8 minutes each is there. So I request yourself, rather than we tell, keep on estimating that what is time requirement and how you will manage. Wherever lengthy presentations are there, important point can be given. So I think we will be able to manage this session, and after that 20 minutes we will take for a panel discussion. Some good questions has been derived by organizers, so that will be throwing insights that how circularity can be taken, especially this nature-based systems promoting circularity. So with this, I invite Sri Karanjit Singh Nangwan, Director, to please make presentation.
Very good morning to everyone. My name is Karanjit Singh. I'm Director in the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, Government of India. The department is implementing the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, or the Clean India Mission Rural. It's being implemented in the rural areas. In today's presentation, I will be talking about the nature-based solutions and the circularity or the circular economy in the context of implementation of the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. So can we, next slide? So I'm just starting with the basic definitions. I'm not going to go into these, so we don't have much time also. It is just to say that these are two integrated complementary strategies for promoting sustainability and building a more resilient future. Next. Next. So we are right now implementing the second phase of the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. In the first phase, our objective was to achieve the open defecation free status that we did on 2nd October 2019. And from 2020-21, when implementing the second phase, the objective is to achieve ODF plus model. So what is an ODF plus model village? It is a village that sustains its ODF status and also has arrangements for solid and liquid waste management. And it's also visually clean. So this we have to achieve by 31st of March 2026. ODF plus second phase of Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin has these components: sustaining ODF and taking care of the solid and liquid waste management. So in the SLWM part, we have biodegradable waste management, plastic waste management, then fecal sludge management, and grey water management. Grey water is the water that is coming out from the kitchen or bathroom and not tinged with fecal contamination. So I mean, the mission has been designed in such a way that the NBS solutions, nature-based solutions and circularity are inherent in the scheme. The aim is to minimize waste generation, enhance the resource efficiency, and ensure effective waste processing. And we are promoting technological solutions that are nature-based and which are low cost, easy to understand, easy to operate, and suited to the local needs and preferences of the community, the climatic conditions, topography, etc. Since the involvement of the local communities are very important in nature-based solutions or for the circularity, the rural local bodies at the Gram Panchayats have been assigned the task of planning and implementation of the mission, and for that we are, a key component is the capacity building of the local populations and community awareness programs. The preferred options for treatment is at a household level. So we want the waste being generated to be treated at the household itself. That is the most preferred option. But where the household treatment is not feasible or not possible, then we advise for community solutions. Except for plastic waste, where we feel it has to be at the community level because it cannot be managed at the household level. Now I'll go to the NBS and circularity and fecal sludge management. For the management of the fecal sludge, what we advise is to adopt the twin pit toilets. These are this is WHO approved, WHO approved on-site sanitation and is a sustainable sanitation technology. This is a diagram, so it involves two pits, as you can see. So we use the first pit, and once that is filled, then we move to the second pit. The first pit is then the waste, fecal waste in the first pit is decomposed, and after 1 or 2 years, it can be used as a good fertilizer. So why twin pits? Because it is an in situ management of fecal waste in an environmentally sound manner. It is low cost, it is like it lasts forever type, and it is with very minimal maintenance. It supports circular economy, it provides valuable resources like compost, and it creates livelihood opportunities in the form of the waste to resource initiatives. It promotes sanitation practices in rural areas. In fact, under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, more than 60% of toilets that have been constructed are twin pits. This is a pictures of the Government India officials and Rajasthan government officials emptying one of the pit, like collecting the compost and using in the field. For organic waste management, the most preferred option is composting, as everyone knows. So composting can be done at the level of the household or at the community level. And as you can see, that large numbers of household compost structures and community structures have been constructed under Swachh Bharat Mission program. And it has a capacity to kind of manage 132 lakh million metric ton of wet waste. For the household level composting, we suggest to go for pit composting. They can decide on the size of the pit and number of pits, taking into consideration the number of people in the households. And then another method is the pot composting. Again, very easy to maintain with very low cost and low maintenance cost also. No high-tech spare parts. Another one is the pipe composting that we have seen in some villages. At the community level, the most popular one is the nadeb composting. This has been the majority of the compost structures that have been constructed is nadeb compost pits. It can take care of twin pits can cater population nearly 200 to 150 households. Next one is the vermicomposting. We advise the states to go for vermicomposting because the quality of the compost is very good from vermicomposting. Then we have the windrow composting also. These are to be taken up at the community level. Some best practices I'll just run through. For example, in Andhra Pradesh, they have constructed a solid waste processing center where they are effectively processing the wet waste, and then the compost that is being produced from this center is being used in the farms and in the gardens. So it is contributing to the waste reduction and waste accumulation, promoting hygiene and cleanliness in the village. In Bihar also, they have many waste processing units which are kind of producing organic fertilizer. They are collaborating with the Department of Agriculture for certification of this compost. Karnataka also, we have some good practices at the ground level, so I'm just rushing through. This Rajasthan, here they are coordinating with the agriculture department, which is providing the training and monitoring. And then the farmers are now using this compost, which is known as super compost, as a natural fertilizers. So it is leading to reduction in the use of chemical fertilizer also. The Govardhan is a very important, small but significant part of the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin. Gobar, its full form is Galvanizing Organic Bioagro Resources. Dhan is wealth. So here we provide a small financial incentive for installing community level biogas plants. As you know, the gas can be used for generating electricity or for heating and for lighting, and then it also produces slurry, which is a good source of organic manure. And for example, in Bihar, the panchayats have installed this community biogas plant. This is being run by the self-help groups. And so the gas is being supplied to 14 households, 5 shops, and the self-help groups training and learning center. They are generating organic compost also and earning income. So this is another example in the state of Punjab. For grey water, we also, the most preferred option is the soak pit. So we also call it as magic pit, leach pits, different types of soak pits. So the water, it helps in the recharging of groundwater. This is very low cost, very easy to maintain. This can be taken up at the household level or at the community level also. But where the household level is not feasible or possible, then we suggest for community level technological interventions like constructed wetland. This uses the aquatic plants to treat the grey water and provide the enriched water that helps in, that can be used in irrigation activities. Then soil biotechnology, another technology that is based on the principle of trickling filter and using the local microflora and bioindicator plants. And the water can be used for construction, treated water can be used for construction, agriculture purpose. Then this is the waste sterilization pond is another technology that we recommend at the community level. And it consists of a series of ponds, but its efficacy is increased when it is integrated with the root zone technology. Decentralized waste water treatment technology is a proven technology, and it is also based on nature, and the treated water is very it can be used for the aquaculture, irrigation, gardening, etc. This is in Andhra Pradesh. They have this inline constructed wetland where the water is being treated using the plants such as Canna indica, Napier grass, banana plants. So, and then the Napier grass can be used as a fodder for the local cattle, and the treated water is being used for planting ivy gourd, and which is earning a good amount of income for the local self-help groups, which is maintaining this structure. Then this is in Uttar Pradesh. The drainage water was flowing without treatment into the pond. Now they have put in place this horizontal planted bed reactor. So the water is now being flowing through the horizontal layers of gravel and soil with roots of Canna indica. Sorry. So this is also another effective way of treating the grey water. And this is in Maharashtra where they're using the, over 8 minutes. They're using the plastic tanks as soak pit. I'm rushing through this. This is another best practices, and this is in Diwar system in Gujarat. What I want to what I want to place before you is that these nature-based solutions and circularity are inherent in our Swachh Bharat Mission, Gramin Mission, and because of all these activities and the technologies and the support of the local communities, these are the achievement of under the mission. As on 2nd March, 75% of the villages are model villages. And this is a brief snapshot of the achievements in terms of the villages which have arrangements for solid waste management, villages having arrangement of liquid waste management, toilets constructed, and number of functional biogas plants. So we hope to achieve the objective of converting all the villages into ODF plus model villages by 31st of March 2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Karanjit ji. This Swachh Bharat mission, that is Clean India mission, is very fitting, I will say, mission that is embedded with nature-based solutions and circularity. If you see, as he has very clearly mentioned, be it liquid waste, after treatment they are recharging or maybe using for some irrigation purposes. In case of solid waste also, through composting, through Govardhan, and all these methods are there that makes it fully circular. And in coming times, this will be example for many other countries, that how in case of villages and small towns, this circularity can be bring and circular economy can be practiced. So thank you, Karanjit ji. Thank you very much. Now I request Mr. Ankur Agrawal from Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Here it will be very important to hear that how in case of these I will say circular economy and nature-based systems, normally banks are known that they fund big projects and other. So how they can prioritize and fund so that this true circularity, which is covering this population more than 60-70%, will be benefited. So I request. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ankur, and I'm glad to be part of this very important event. On behalf of AIB, wish to thank the organizers for this opportunity. I will be talking about AIB's commitment to advancing circular economy. Okay, so what is AIB? AIB, as many of you know, many of you don't know, so it is important for me to share what AIB is. AIB began operations in 2016 with 57 founding members. Now we have 110 approved members. The mission is to finance infrastructure for tomorrow. As of date, AIB has approved about $60 billion of investments across 37 members, and it spans across energy, transport, urban development, water, public health, etc. We have 3 strategic priorities: green infrastructure, and we have a clear target of 50% financing should go into green infrastructure. Private capital mobilization, again 50% target is to achieve private capital mobilization. We will support technology enabled infrastructure. And lastly, regional connectivity and cooperation. The target is to have 30% investment going into regional connectivity projects. India is the second largest shareholder of this bank, largest borrower of this bank. We have a diverse portfolio across sectors: transport, energy, urban, water, etc. And we finance both sovereign and non-sovereign projects. We have invested more than $11 billion across 54 projects in India. Now talking about circular economy in AIB projects. AIB incorporates circular economy principles into its funding decisions. It goes to the core of any investment decisions we make to foster sustainability. The key focus is in promoting resource efficiency, encouraging the use of sustainable materials in construction, enhancing recycling systems in urban development projects, and incorporating disaster resilience in all assets, which promotes longevity. If you look at all these 4 principles, it revolves around circularity in each and every sense. I would like to say that AAB lies at the core of the ecosystem in promoting circular economy. Number one, financing. Of course, we finance circular economy projects. And as we mentioned, we have invested more than around $60 billion across the globe, which is huge. Second is technology. So AAB has created a very good platform called Infratech, which is a technology platform wherein all technology providers, users, suppliers, everyone can come together, and it's a very nice platform to connect each other with the technology, innovations, etc. Third is partnership. AAB being a new MDB, in fact the newest MDB, we believe a lot in partnerships. We have partnered across the players in the ecosystem, be it financial institutions like World Bank, ADB, AFD, we talked about AFD a lot yesterday, KFW, etc. Be it grantees and grantors in the ecosystem like Bill Gates Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, etc. We also partners with the NGOs, think tanks a lot, because we believe that if with partnerships only, we can make the best use of all which is available in this world. Lastly, innovation. We foster innovation, in a very big way. And I would like to share that AAB is the only MDB which actually monitors how much investments is going into innovation and technology-enabled infrastructure. So by monitoring, we are not only emphasizing a lot on technology and innovation, but we also want to promote it in a big way. I would also like to share some of the projects which we have done, and I'm glad to share that in each of these projects we have representatives available in this hall. First one is the Kerala Solid Waste Management Project, which is actually a statewide program, one of the best in the world in terms of the reach and the concept. So investments are done in development of regional waste processing facilities and improvement of the local level solid waste management delivery systems. Second is the Integrated Solid Waste Management Project in Bangladesh. This is the first ever in the country which invests in the entire ecosystem, entire value chain of the solid waste management in the country. Third is the Greater Malay Waste to Energy Project in Maldives. This again is the first waste to resource project in the country. Involves investment in establishment of disaster and climate resilient waste to energy project. Last one is the Solid Waste Management Project for Sustainable Urban Development in Indonesia. This supports investments in resource recovery facilities, promote decentralized waste management systems. And when I talked about partnership, I'm glad to share that Alliance to End Plastic Waste is one of our partners in this project. So this gives a broad sense of our projects which we do, especially into the waste sector, across South Asia, Southeast Asia, and regional members, and I'm sure we have representatives here in this hall from each of these countries. That's it from my side. Happy to have any questions later on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ankurji. Thank you very much. So, AIIB commitment, and already they are funding many of the solid waste projects also. Maybe smaller projects may not be always viable for them, but putting in a cluster or at a state level. So, such type of funding from this investment bank side is also available. Thank you, Ankurji. Thank you very much. Now I request Professor Yang Chul Zheng. He will be presenting on comparative life cycle assessment of biomass-based masks and those plastic waste biomass-based masks. So I request, sir, please go ahead with the presentation.
Oops. Good morning. My name is Yongchol Jang from Chungnam National University in Korea. I'll be talking about the single-use mask. This mask. I'm going to talk about it. And so my title is Comparative Life Cycle Assessment of Cellulose-Based Mask and Plastic-Based Mask. This is one of the research development projects supported by the Korean government I'll be talking about a little bit some results that we have. As we know that after the COVID-19 pandemic, there are a lot of increased consumption of single-use masks. In Korea and Japan, usually people wear this single-use mask every day. But in India, I haven't seen many people who wear masks. But in Korea and in Japan, is like a normal behavior to wear the mask to protect human health and safety. And probably in this room, single-use masks are made of polypropylene. This is a plastic material based, so polypropylene based mask. But what about biomass or nature-based mask? Can we use? Maybe there is a potential option to the alternative of a plastic-based mask as of now. So our university is trying to invent a bio-based single-use mask. And we're going to compare what are the potential impacts of this single-use mask, the plastic-based mask, and bio-based mask. And on the left-hand side, as you can see, during the COVID, there are more than 400 billion masks was sold and used. But after the COVID, the mask consumption has been decreased, but still there's a lot of masks have been used nowadays. And this is the material flow of single-use mask in Korea. In 2020, 6 billion of single-use masks were consumed in Korea only, and usually treated by incineration and landfill, because this is made of plastic, so it's not easy to recycle. And so today I'll be talking about some life cycle assessment. This is some kind of scientific tool to assess environmental impacts. And also I'm gonna briefly mention some initial result of carbon emission or carbon footprint of both masks today. And we use the life cycle software and also some field data, and also database life cycle inventory data. And so the functional unit is 1 ton of single-use mask. The system boundary is from cradle to grave approach, looking at 15 different impact categories. And these are some data collections and database that we use. And because of a limited time, I'm going to skip this. And this is the whole life cycle flow of mask. The plastic-based mask from crude oil, and then we get the polypropylene petroleum product, which is a raw material of single-use mask. and then we make a mask with polypropylene filter and ear strap, and also nose guards, and then it will come up with this is mask, and then we use and we dispose this mask. And this one is a nature-based single-use mask. This our research study is try to extract cellulose from wood chips to make a filter, and then we use also ear strap and nose guard, the same as the plastic-based system, but not 100%. This is only 70% cellulose, and then 30% of plastic-based textile, because of some functionality and also property reasons. So we mixed 70 and 30%, but the rest of flow is the same as single-use plastic-based one. And I'm not sure you can see or not, but most environmental impacts coming from production stage, which is in blue bar, as you can see. So production stage is a dominant factor that contributes all the impacts. And then on the bottom, there is a global warming impacts, CO2 emissions from production stage 5.3 ton per 1 ton of plastic-based mask, and then disposal one is 1.6. So it will come up with about 7.2 ton of CO2 emissions per 1 ton of plastic-based masks. And this is more contribution analysis of unit process of a plastic-based mask to global warming impacts. And PP textile and PP waste and aluminum, those are the three major contribution process. Okay, so let me keep, and then this. Let's see. Sorry, almost done. This is cellulose-based masks, and also plastic production stage is the dominant factor, but the global warming potential a little bit less than the plastic-based mask. Is 6.0 ton of CO2 emissions, and okay, let me summarize. So my initial conclusion is we evaluated the life cycle assessments to determine the environmental impacts, and 1 ton of cellulose-based mask resulted in 6 tons of CO2 compared to the about 7.2 CO2. So a little bit, about 16% lower than CO2 emissions. And in many impact categories, the production stage is a dominant factor. So if we less use energy and some energy efficiency, then we can reduce the environmental impacts. We also looking at some life cycle cost analysis for this year. So thank you for your attention. I will conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Young Chul Zheng. These masks are used, as he mentioned, in huge number in their country. So it is really an environmental problem. With this research, I think they will be able to find out some very workable solution, and that will be good for environment. Thank you very much. Now I request Mr. Ellis Lene to present his experience on nature-based solution on landfill leachate management. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much to the Circular Economy Forum for inviting me from the far-flung place of Kiribati, which many of you may not know where it is, but I'm going to show you. This is my presentation is about a nature-based solution to landfill management. Now, nobody likes landfills, certainly not at a Circular Economy Forum. However, I think it was we learned a lot, and it's very instructive to see this issue of landfill management in a country that's very restricted for space. The key issues here are nature-based solutions. We learned a lot from observation, and the second thing was that we had to challenge our conventional ideas about landfill. Because, of course, we don't like landfill. But actually, if we were prepared to challenge our ideas, we could see a way through. And the other essential part of this story is collaboration from outside people who had the vital piece of information that helped us put it all together. So let me go ahead. I'll need to show you some points, I think. Something. Here we are. I work for the Kiribati government in the Ministry of Environment, running the Solid Waste Management Program, which is funded by New Zealand. So I'm placed by the New Zealand Aid Program to work in the Kiribati government. And I've worked in Kiribati a lot through many years. I've worked around the Pacific Islands for over 30 years on waste issues. You can see we're out where the date line crosses the equator, and it's about 4 hours to fly from one side of the country to the other. Only 120,000 people. So our landfills are actually, the islands are atolls, very narrow. You can see we've got 3 landfills. This is the capital, and where we've got it's about 30 kilometres from Beso, one end, to the other, Bikinabu there. We build the landfills because there's no land. The islands are often 200 metres wide, 300 metres. We've built the landfills into the lagoon sand flat. So this picture shows where there's a new landfill built. I'm just going to point to a couple of things. Could you hear me okay? Yeah. So you see how the landfill is built into the lagoon. So there's a wall. And when we built the landfill, it filled up with water. Yeah, so the landfill's built into the lagoon. We build a wall out into the lagoon. It's quite shallow. When the tide goes out, this is sand, yeah? So when we built the landfill, I'll show you how it was built, it filled up inside with water, and we didn't know quite why that was going to happen. You can see here the construction technique is very simple. They use bags filled with sand and cement, which were dipped in the sea, and they build a big sand wall, and then put the bags on top of each other. And that's it. So basically it's a sand wall with concrete sandbags covering it. So this is what we see happening. We see that we've got the water inside. Water inside here just sits at a steady level, whereas outside, the tide's going up and down. This is about 2 meters movement of the tide. What it appeared was that the water inside was stationary, but actually I was given the job in 2011 of creating a waste collection system for about 50,000 people who didn't have any waste collection at the time. So we needed to open this landfill. The ministry didn't want to open the landfill because they thought, although it was built in 2005, they thought that it would cause pollution, and so they didn't want to open the landfill. But if we're going to collect the rubbish for the people, we need somewhere to put it. Now, this is the crucial bit of information. So, observation showed that actually the water inside the landfill was moving very slightly. So we got a data logger and actually mapped the water in the landfill, which is the blue line here, against the sea, which is the green line. And then we also, as not quite a control, but we also mapped the water, the pink line, in a well. Now, people who live on atolls know that the well water, which is very shallow, actually moves up and down with the tide. So we all knew that. What we were surprised was that the water in the landfill didn't move much with the tide. On this graph, the green line is on a different scale to the blue line. So the green line is moving about 2 meters, and the blue line is moving about 20 centimeters. We've got about 20 millimeters. We've got about a factor of 100 between the two. Now, the really interesting thing is that you can see that the blue line traces the tidal cycle. The green is the sea, remember, so we can see the sea, the tide's coming in and out. The blue line matches that, except that here we see the spring tide, the peak of the tide and the spring tide. It was 64 hours later that the water in the landfill peaked out. Now, what this told us was that the water in the landfill was clearly interacting with the sea, but in really quite an interesting way. So, of course, we had to go and talk to water people, and they were really surprised about this result. In order to open the landfill, we tested another landfill that was built in the same method further down the island at Nanakai. And that landfill, although it was accepting waste, showed surprisingly that it was producing very little pollution into the sea. So we could test the water around this new one, Buchanaboo, before we put any waste in it, which was really important. And then, am I running out of time? Sorry. So we tested the water, and we found that actually the landfills weren't causing the problems that we thought they would cause. Now, so I went and presented at the Asia Pacific Landfill Symposium, and a gentleman there from Belgium, Professor Vassel, he said, I know what's happening here. He said that the calcium carbonate in the sand, because we're in an atoll, is actually treating the leachate. So we've got a chemical treatment process going on here from the natural sand. That's the nature-based solution. This works because we have a high ambient temperature, and he had built chemical leachate treatment with this, and it's 25 degrees, which we never get that low, and it works fine. The action of the tides acts to give us this nice movement across the water. I'll try and wind up. So this is a nature-based solution that needs no pumps. We've got no pumps, we've got no pipes, we've got no settling ponds, we've got no power demand. Now, if you know anything about these countries, you know that anything suffers from bad maintenance, so that was a great advantage. We've got no cost either. And the big thing is to learn is to try and make the water move through the base of the landfill and not the walls. So to try and stop that, but get a lot of sand in the walls. So the key takeaway things are, if you're going to build a landfill in an atoll, don't fill a liner, because that will cause you no end of trouble. Make the walls as impervious as possible, and allow that interaction with the surrounding waters, which is all things that conventionally you would think that you wouldn't want to do in an atoll landfill. Thank you.
Island countries where land is a problem, and getting suitable land for leachate treatment and this sanitary landfill, this is a solution that can be utilized. So with this, I think we have completed this part of presentation. Only one video recorded message that is remaining. So I request my team to please present that. The transforming our societies and economies through nature-based solution and circularity. Dr. Charles Karagawa, Global Head of Natural Resources and International Union for Conservation of Nature. Please run that video recorded presentation.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Charles Karangwa. I am the Global Head of Nature-Based Solutions at the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. I wanted to join you personally, to be there in person. Unfortunately, regardless of many efforts, I couldn't make it. I want to take this opportunity to thank the organizers of this great conference for inviting IUCN to be part of this discussion. In the next few minutes, I just wanted to share with you our thoughts on nature-based solution and circularity. And I will share my screen since I have a few slides that I want to present. Just to start, IUCN, we call ourselves the world's largest environmental network. I'm sure many of people in the room knows IUCN, and we are a union composed of members, including state members, but also civil society, indigenous people organization. And we work to be the voice of nature, but also to bring the science and knowledge that is needed for the global community to be able to conserve, protect, and sustainably manage different ecosystems. I just want to start this presentation reflecting on a recently World Economic Forum released a report. And the reason I started with this is because I was very shocked by the analysis in this report showing that in the next 10 years, the key highlights in the what we call global crisis areas highlighted important elements here, highlighted at least for the first four what we call global risk, all are related to environmental issues, extreme weather, critical challenge to Earth systems, biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse, natural resource shortage, etc. But also, as you can see on the number 10, there is pollution. But because we're talking about nature-based solution and circularity, I think it's good to also pay attention to other issues here, cyber insecurity, societal polarization, involuntary migration, just to name a few of those global risks by severity. It's quite eye-opening, but of course, we are already, as a global community, facing climate change, and it's really rapidly and negatively impacting cities and rural areas and different areas, and we should really
we have to
be aware
this by
that this is the reality
maximum,
facing,
so only 15 minutes is
flood
remaining.
and sea level rising, just among many other issues that we are facing. And this is not just for one.
So that at least we can take some questions. Thank you very much. Yeah, please continue. Please continue. Thank you.
One region or another, it's across the global community, from Africa to Asia to Europe. As a matter of fact, some of these pictures are recently taken by Reuters in Europe, and there was a serious crisis of flooding, which affected many countries in the Central and the Eastern Europe. So this is really a reality, and this is probably not something that we can deny. And from a biodiversity point of view, this is from IUCN Red List, it's very clear that species are threatened with extinction, and the numbers keeps really coming out in an alarming way from all types of species, and surprisingly, regardless many efforts that the global community is putting, we do think it's not enough yet to bring down the curve of losing biodiversity. All these are issues, right? And we know them. But I guess we do have an alternative. We do have an alternative as policymakers, as practitioners, as investors, as science gurus and academicians. I mean, we do have a choice. We have a choice to make. And that alternative is that holistic nature-based solutions for sustainable cities is a choice for rural areas, for farmlands, for investors. Nature-based solution can be an absolute great choice as an alternative to those crises that we saw already early. And working with nature through effective nature-based solutions can significantly improve biodiversity, climate change, increase resilience, but also improve healthy outcomes, while of course enabling us to achieve sustainable development.
And Mr. Richard Howard Lene,
bringing together nature-based solutions and circular economy that could create sustainable livelihood, sustainable living, healthy living, but also reduce the risk and the losses of biodiversity that we are seeing today. And there's also an additional good news. Nature-based solution demand has increased in the last 10 years. Since the last COP in COP27, actually COP26, 27, 28, we have seen tremendous uptake and reference of nature-based solutions. And all the Rio Convention finally referenced the nature-based solutions, and many of multilateral environmental agreement, many national determined contribution, NBSAP at national level, national development plans, national adaptation plans, both urban and city plans, they make reference to nature-based solutions, to calling the real work with nature to address different societal problems and challenges, including, of course, food security and water security and many other problems. So this is really a good news. The second is nature-based solutions have already been defined, by UNESCO.
I request Mr. Richard Howard Lene. I think Ellis and they are same or something, two different people. Yes, I request Mr. Richard Howard Lene, please join the stage. Thank you. I also request Amit Datta, if he is here, kindly come on the stage. So, sir, with your permission, I would like to take one question, and this first question that I will like to raise is from Mr. Narayan Bhandari ji. What do you think that what role do governments and policymakers play in scaling up nature-based solutions for circular economy? So what you would like to suggest, how it can be taken up?
Thank you very much. It's a policymaker has a vital role for this scaling up this nature-based solution into their national policies, strategies, and those things, such as in sustainable urban planning, climate resilient planning, and in biodiversity conservation. They can include those nature-based solutions. Likewise, funding and financial support from central government to this nature-based solution through direct investment in nature-based solution, incentives and subsidies and tax rebates for this nature-based solution. That could be another part from these policymakers and government side to scale up these nature-based solutions and internalized in institutional setup. Likewise, regulatory incentive and standards, they can formulate this regulation and standards that promote this nature-based solution like zoning and like this smart city development, urban planning.
So would you like to suggest some regulatory measures also to
green building
expedite this?
technologies and those things they can incorporate in regulatory frameworks, and incentive on those regulatory frameworks just like this green space and those things they can incorporate in regulatory frameworks. That are another parts. And capacity building is another part of capacity building of this national, provincial and local government and its community and private sector and all the stakeholders involved in this nature-based solution. It needs to be, for this scale of this nature-based solution, they have to be capacitated, you know.
Yeah.
That is another part. And creating an enabling environment for this nature-based solution, that these rules and regulations should have encouraging for those nature-based solutions. Likewise, community needs and PPP participation, private sector involvements, and make them enable and easy access to government policy, government rules and regulation, and easy certification system, and those things are major things to scale up these nature-based solutions. Finally, awareness and education and knowledge sharing and sharing of this best practice from among the nations and worldwide best practices sharing among the communities is a crucial part for this policymaker and government to scale up these nature-based solutions. I think this much for now.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Bhandari. Another important thing that will be very much benefiting our audiences is how can technology and innovation enhance effectiveness of NBS in circular economy. One very good example you have mentioned that how calcium carbonate and other this is able to help, and with help of this even in a low-lying area or even in the coastal area also this leachate treatment plant can be set up. So I'm not asking any very specific, but based on your experience, because you are managing these technology matters and program, you would like to tell something that how technological innovation will be helpful to roll it out.
Thank you. Yes, of course, the technology is really important, but I think crucially with the nature-based solution, we also need to remember that people are the center of the waste problem. And people are nature too. We actually, we are living things. We can forget that sometimes when we look at nature as something over there and we're different, but we're not. Yeah, so people are at the center of the waste problem, and behavior change is often a crucial part of bringing about circular economy and nature-based solutions, getting people to change their behavior, which is perhaps the hardest thing to do when it comes to waste. And the other thing about that, of course, is that the economic system that we live with is actually a human creation. And so we can feel locked as if it's like the laws of nature, that we have to have this economic system. But in fact, we see that the circular economy really demands that we change some of the ways that we organize our economy. And the crucial thing there is the concept of externality, which the fact that we have to have a concept of externality shows that our economic system is missing some very big elements. Yeah, we think that, the cost of the damage, it's external, but it's not. We have to include this into the economic system. And with waste, that's what we have to do primarily, and the EPR and container deposit systems and those kind of things are really where we see the work that we're doing to bring that economic change.
Thank you very much. This is in line in our plenary keynote number 2. Dr. Hinge very clearly mentioned that the way this waste generation is happening and this linear system of produce, use and throw model is there, that has to be converted into circularity, and for that technological involvement is very, very important. There also he mentioned that we have to learn that in the given system to maintain the well-being of the people, enhancing their life standard. At the same time, whatever production systems are there, they have to be integrated with such nature-based technology so that environment is also properly enhanced. So just I am supplementing that. So because of paucity of time, will not take much time, but I request Chair to kindly say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chaurasia, for convening the session in an efficient and effective way. I have a time pressure here, so I'm just want to make a few statements. Number one is the system consideration. I think we should be a part of that ecosystem. So we should understand what is the real answer within the ecosystem itself. So we have to recognize that, and there are practices going on in small scale and bigger scale, and I can see that there are aspirations too. So with the method and aspirations, we can actually, record the inventory of these practices happened in all the part of the world, so that our policy and technology can be in a holistic way. So we recognize there is a problem in system level, ecosystem level or system consideration. So we need to find out the solution at that level too. So eco-based solution, ecological based things or nature-based solutions for circular economy is, there are happening many case studies in smaller scale and in bigger scale as well. So we have to make that inventory and to really, make it more contextualized to the things. So, that collaboration, that national, international or contextual collaboration could work a lot of things in this direction. So with this, let me just thank all the presenters, all the panelists, and special thanks to Dr. B.K. Chaurasia, who really convened this session in a best way. So we have a time pressure, so with this, let me just conclude the session. Thank you.
I request presenters kindly come here on the stage. We'll take one group photo before closing. Just Karanjit ji, Professor, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that enriching plenary. Before we move on to the special session for the day, there are a few announcements. The first is that the registration for the technical field visit is still ongoing. In case you are yet to register for one of the 4 teams, please do so.
टेबल हटानी है नहीं
ये वाला लास्ट वाला टेबल दिस चेयर पूरा सबसे लास्ट वाला सर रेडी हो चुका है हम रेडी है सिटिंग प्लान हो गया है बस मिनिस्टर का ये स्पेलिंग गलत है उसको हम लोग करेक्ट कर रहे हैं अभी तुरंत 2 मिनट में हो जाएगा रेडी है सर ओके सर ठीक है सर ओके हाँ यस
थोड़ा टाइम में कुछ हो जाएगा
हाँ खिसकाओ थोड़ा सेटल कर दो We have a special session coming up in the next 10 minutes where the keynote address will be by Shri Bhupender Yadav ji, Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Before that, I would request that all delegates please find time around the lunchtime or maybe even after the country breakout sessions to visit the special stalls that are present across 3 floors in the venue. In the lower ground floor, we have 40 industries and startups from India and Japan showcasing tech solutions for circular economy. We also have the India Pavilion, which has demonstrations from 15 line ministries of the Government of India. On the first and second floor, we have women-led self-help groups from across 15 states who have come with handmade products and other eco-friendly products, which are all for sale. So you can purchase tokens, you can purchase items and take them back to your families and friends. So please do visit the stalls.
चेक करो एक बार फिर से
He's there?
Is he here?
Yeah.
When is he coming?
I'll just ask him. Ask him once.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, sure. 5 minutes.
Requesting all delegates to please settle down. We will be beginning with the next session in 5 minutes. We are making an announcement again for the field visit that is due in the afternoon. Requesting all delegates who are yet to register to please register for the field visits. This is a combination of not just waste management plants, but also important iconic places in Jaipur. So you can please register. About 150 people have already registered for the same. The 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific is being streamed live on YouTube as well as on the official website. In case there are delegates who would like to view the sessions live, please follow the YouTube channel. Just a few minutes until Shri Bhupender Yadav ji, Honorable Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, will join us on stage. After the special session by the Minister, we have the 5 country breakout sessions in their respective venues. Parallel to those sessions is the India Pavilion session now happening in conference room number 1 on the first floor. All delegates, please keep note and request you to please look at the screen for a minute to understand the location and the venues of the respective country breakout sessions. Immediately after the minister's session concludes, the country breakout sessions will begin. Please take note of the location of the country breakout sessions that will start from noon. In the afternoon today, the delegates will be taken to the waste-to-energy plant and sanitary landfill site at Langariwalas in Jaipur. Delegates will also be visiting the Delawas STP. In addition to that, the routes have been planned in such a way that you will be seeing the Hawa Mahal or the Palace of Winds. You will also be seeing the City Palace, which is the royal residence, the Albert Hall Museum, which is the oldest museum in Jaipur, and the Patrika Gate. If you are yet to register for the field visit, please do so immediately. Please join me to welcome Shri Bhupender Yadav Ji, Honorable Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, to the 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum in Asia and the Pacific, being hosted by India. We welcome Shri P. Narayana, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh. We welcome Shri Naresh Pal Gangwar Ji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Welcome Shri Srinivas Khati Khitala, Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Welcome Ms. Mio Oka, Country Director for India, Asian Development Bank. Thank you for joining us. I request Ms. Rupa Mishra, Joint Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, to please deliver the welcome remarks.
Namaskar. Honorable Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, Shri Bhupender Yadav ji. Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri P. Narayan ji. Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, Shri Srinivas Katiketala ji. Ms. Mio Oka, Country Director of India, Asian Development Bank. Shri Naresh Pal Gangwar, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Government of India. Dignitaries in the forum, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed our proud privilege to welcome Honorable Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, to this forum here on day 2, when we have in this forum of 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy for Asia and the Pacific. So the inauguration of the event was done yesterday by Honorable Union Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs in the presence of the Honorable Chief Minister of Rajasthan, State Ministers of Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Haryana and Rajasthan, accompanied by Excellencies and Honorable Ministers from various Asia-Pacific countries. In this forum today, sir, we have been joined in person by nearly 200 delegates from 24 Asia-Pacific member countries. We have welcomed around 800 delegates of various states and union territories, of the industry, startups, various technical institutions across India. And to enable participation across India and internationally, we have also created a special virtual forum so that people can join us to be part of the deliberations. Over 3 days, around 120 speakers will engage in various discussions. There is a dedicated India pavilion along with the technology exhibition where 15 line ministries of Government of India showcasing various aspects of circular economy are demonstrating the various remarkable initiatives and achievements. In yesterday's forum has been enriched by various plenary discussion, case study exchanges, mayor's dialogue, and of course, we have various other interesting sessions like business dialogue, etc., planned over the next couple of hours. A significant memorandum of understanding signing with 18 cities and 21 states was also done yesterday, which marks another step forward in the collaboration of India with various development partners and also will strengthen the activities of cities and states for effective solid waste management and other scientific waste management. So, in today's session, other than the India Pathways for Circular Economy, there will be various country breakout sessions. There will be a special session on bankable projects for urban water and sanitation service improvement. And of course, the highlight of today will be a technical visit to various sites in Jaipur, which will showcase both technical components as well as the special heritage components of Jaipur. We are indeed honored to have the gracious presence of Shri Bhupender Yadav ji, Honorable Minister, Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India today. Sir, your presence adds a lot of value to the forum and will enrich our deliberations. With this, I welcome all the participants once again to the incredible day 2 of the 12th Regional Forum. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now welcome Ms. Mio Oka, Country Director for India at the Asian Development Bank, to please address the gathering.
Good morning, Honorable Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Andhra Pradesh, Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Additional Secretary, MOEFCC, distinguished guests from all over the world, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mio Oka, Country Director for India at Asian Development Bank. It's an honor to address this distinguished gathering focused on advancing the 3 Rs in circular economy in Asia and the Pacific. As we all know, the world faces a triple crisis: biodiversity loss, pollution, and climate change. The past year was the hottest on record, and the climate risks are intensifying. With only 5 years left to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, urgent actions are required. I admire that India has been proactive in promoting circular economy principles through initiatives like establishment of Niti Aayog's Circular Economy Cell, Mission Life, launched at COP28, and progressive plastic and e-waste management policy led by MOEFCC. ADB is committed to support countries decouple economic growth from environmental degradation. In India, we are advancing circular economy principles through our country partnership strategy and environment action plan, which was launched last year, and focusing on biodiversity and ecosystem management, pollution control and circular economy, and nature-based climate solutions. Of course, the first step in a circular economy is managing waste effectively. We have supported many waste management projects across Asia Pacific. For example, building waste-to-energy plants to reduce landfill waste in Maldives, expansion of recycling infrastructure to manage plastic and solid waste in Indonesia, and e-waste recycling and waste-to-biogas project in the Philippines. In India, we are supporting the Swachh Bharat mission through a 200 million loan and technical assistance to digitize waste management system to enhance efficiency, promote biogas and waste value project, and develop policies that encourage waste recycling and circular economy practices. Of course, circular economy principles should extend beyond solid waste management. They are transforming multiple sectors by maximizing resource efficiency, promoting reuse, and reducing environment impact. ADB is mainstreaming circularity in agriculture and water management. We have the Meghalaya water harvesting project, improves wastewater reuse, rainwater harvesting, and groundwater recharge, and promote organic farming, ensuring long-term water security and soil improvement. In Northeast, ADB is supporting to work how to make use of bamboo as a low-carbon construction materials and possibly into waste to energy. And we are also working a project with MOPNG on compressed biogas program to integrate waste-to-energy models and biogas generation. Having said this, we recognize that urban areas must continue to lead the transition to a circular economy. I'm extremely pleased to be in Jaipur here today. We have been supporting the state of Rajasthan for the past 28 years. In general, urban areas consume vast resources and generate significant waste, but they can be the hub of innovation and growth, as we can see in the city of Jaipur. Recognizing this, the government of India kindly requested ADB and the World Bank Group to develop knowledge framework of cities as growth hubs, creative redevelopment, in 100 cities, water supply, sanitation, and solid waste management to guide urban transformation. Based on these insights, the government of India took a bold step in the Union Budget 2025-6 by announcing the 1 lakh crore Urban Challenge Fund. ADB and the World Bank Group will now work with the government of India to structure this fund, attract private capital, which is the most important part of this, and creating an enable environment for cities and private enterprise to invest in circular solutions. As we move forward, ADB is committed to providing financing and technical assistance to support cities design and implement circular economy projects, strengthening partnership between government, industry, and financial institutions to scale up circular solutions, and promoting innovative financing mechanisms and technologies to attract private capital into circular economy investment. That will include the global knowledge into India. The circular economy is not just a vision. It is an urgent necessity for sustainable urbanization and climate resilience. ADB is already investing in circular economy projects across India and Asia Pacific, and we are committed to scale up our efforts, particularly here in India. Through the Urban Challenge Fund and the broader partnerships, particularly with the private sector clients, we can accelerate private sector-driven circular economy transformation. This is a defining moment. Let us work together to build thriving, climate-smart, and circular cities. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I warmly request Shri Srinivas Kathikitala ji, Secretary to the Government of India, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, to please address the gathering.
Thank you. Good morning and a most hearty welcome to Honorable Union Minister Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, Honorable Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, Honorable Shri P. Narayana ji, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh, my senior colleague, Shri Naresh Gangwar ji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest, and our dear friend, Ms. Mio Oka, the Country Director of Asian Development Bank, dignitaries in the audience, ladies and gentlemen, and friends. It is a great pleasure to be with you again today on the second day of the 12th Regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum for the Asia Pacific. As my worthy colleague, Joint Secretary, just highlighted, it has been a wonderful experience, sir, not just for the host nation, but also to be able to create a platform that connects hundreds of like-minded individuals and institutions for a sustainable environment. It has also been our proud privilege yesterday to receive a special message from the Honorable Prime Minister of India on this occasion, wherein he has emphasized on P3, Pro-Planet People Approach, taking forward the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister to share the learning of India with other nations. Honorable Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs has proposed in this forum yesterday a digital platform, C3, Cities Coalition for Circularity, for collaboration, cross-learning, technical and technological exchange for our joint consideration. He has also appealed to the forum to create a working group of voluntary member nations. This group can thereafter focus on developing the architecture, design and actual functionality of the coalition, focusing on the capacity of the cities to effectively handle the waste generated and adhering to the principles of 3R. As all of us would appreciate, challenges in urban areas are huge. By 2050, India's urban population will increase by another 334 million, making India 50% urban by 2047. Urbanization brings exceptional growth in waste generation, requiring innovative solutions for sustainable waste management. The city's long-term path to sustainable development will not be possible without addressing issues of urban sector reforms on governance, municipal services, urban land, and planning. India has made significant strides in implementing 3R principles and promoting circular economy practices. Our flagship programs, such as the Swachh Bharat Mission, Amrut Smart Cities Mission, have integrated 3R and circular economy principles in their approach. And Swachh Bharat strategy, which is 4P strategy, political leadership, public financing, partnerships, and people's participation, have been instrumental in driving transformative change in India's sanitation and waste management, accelerating our contribution to the SDGs, particularly numbers 6, 7, 8, and 11. Amrut 2.0 focuses on water conservation, rejuvenation of water bodies, wastewater recycling, rainwater harvesting, linking SDG 12 outcomes. States are being encouraged to reuse treated water for industries and railways while integrating smart solutions like SCADA for efficient water management. As a part of India's commitment to circular economy, government has identified 11 key streams to manage waste. Many of you are aware of that. Line ministries thus identified take actions on these 11 principles. India is also leading the International Solar Alliance, which also aims to enhance energy access and security and contribute to significantly reducing carbon emissions globally. India's solar sector is rapidly expanding, and India today ranks 5th globally in solar power capacity. Country has made remarkable strides with its installed non-fossil fuel capacity increasing by over 300% in the last 8.5 years. Over the past decade, India has also made significant strides in promoting behavior change through engaging with citizens, businesses, institutions to encouraging them to adopt circular economy practices through vigorous campaigns at school level, through youth programs, and by having and encouraging ambassadors from all walks of life. Therefore, India's thriving startup ecosystem is showing remarkable dynamism and is playing a vital role in driving the circular economy innovation. With over 1.5 lakh startups in India, including many focused on sustainability and environmental solutions, India now offers a vibrant platform for entrepreneurs to develop and scale circular economy. India's commitment can be seen from many of its examples. Firstly, India can share its experiences and best practices in implementing circular economy policies and programs, and India's practices can also help in spreading our own experience in the areas of biomethanation, recycling facilities, and so on in the entire region. India can also provide technical assistance to countries in the region in setting up waste management systems, e-waste recycling facilities, capacity building programs for policymakers, practitioners and entrepreneurs in the Asia-Pacific region through exchange programs can also be envisaged. India's leading cities can collaborate with interested cities in the Asia-Pacific region to promote the city-city collaboration and peer learning. Sharing of expertise and experience in circular economy practice can augur well for all of us. And finally, India's vibrant startup ecosystem can also extend its helping hand to the entire region to address its needs. In closing, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for being a part of this forum, and I'm so delighted to observe that your presence here is a testament to our collective commitment to embracing the principles of circular economy and driving sustainable development in the Asia-Pacific region. At this juncture, I would once again like to extend my special gratitude and thanks to Honorable Shri Bhupendra Yadavji, Honorable Minister for Environment and Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, to Shri Narayanaji, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration, and my esteemed colleagues on the dais and all of you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor to request Shri Bhupendra Yadavji, Honorable Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, to please deliver his keynote address and share his thoughts with the gathering.
Dignitaries on the dais, Shri P. Narayanji, Honorable Minister, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri K. Srinivasji, Secretary, Ministry of Urban Development, Shri Naresh Gangwarji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Ms. Mio Okoji, Country Director, Asian Development Bank. It is a very fortunate incident that this conference is held in Jaipur. First of all, I thanks and appreciate to the team Rajasthan for organizing this event very impressive manner under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister Shri Bhajan Lal ji. And Srinivas ji, there is a word means Padharo sa. Rajasthan is always welcoming their guests. Excellencies, distinguished delegates and friends, today is pivotal moment in our collective journey towards a sustainable future when the Asia-Pacific region stands as a beacon of innovation, resilience, and shared commitment to our planet. To plan the future, one must have an eye on the past. Friends, in the past 200 years, humanity has found unparalleled development on the back of a carbon-based economy. Virtually, every aspect of our daily lives generates waste. कई बार मैं कहता हूँ कि जब हम नेट जीरो की बात करते हैं तो हमें नेचर से सीखना चाहिए. नेचर कुछ भी प्रोड्यूस करती है वो वेस्ट नहीं होता है. इंसान जो प्रोड्यूस करता है उसका एक पार्ट तो वेस्ट और गार्बेज होता ही है. It is impossible to think of any man-made process that does not create some waste. The spectrum range from refuse produced all of us in our daily lives to highly toxic industrial waste from the production of cars, electronics, phones and plastic. Centuries ago, people would take their garbage to the disposal sites located outside the city walls. The waste was either dumped at landfills, burnt, or consigned to the oceans. Centuries with no organized waste collection followed. The post-World War II era led to a significant escalation of the waste management problem for two reasons. And today, what we are facing, the problem, why so much garbage and waste collected in our cities? The first reason is overconsumption and the rise of chemical age, which were resulted in dramatic change in waste volumes, composition and toxicity. But now, people begin to realize that landfills were causing significant contamination of groundwater. And that is one of the most significant problems of waste. It doesn't just stay as waste. If left unattended, it adds toxic elements of land, air and water. गंगवार जी यहाँ पर बैठे हैं, एनकैप का हमारा प्रोग्राम चलाते हैं और एयर पोल्यूशन का जो ज़्यादा समस्या है उसमें वेस्ट का एक बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन भी है. The linear model of take, make, use, discard has thus reached its limit. But it is time to throw our hand in despair? No. Certainly no. Ladies and gentlemen, as we convene this 12th regional 3R and Circular Economy Forum, we are united by theme of this conference, realizing circular societies toward achieving sustainable development goals and carbon neutrality in Asia and the Pacific. The driver for adopting circular economy isn't scarcity, it's opportunity. Waste to wealth, we are in the regime of waste to wealth. The circular economy may be about to drive one of the biggest transformation in business since the Industrial Revolution 250 years ago. Through a radical departure from the traditional take, make, waste production and composition models, the circular economy could provide a potential $4.5 trillion in additional economic output by 2030 world over. Taking about India specifically, it is estimated that by 2050, India's circular economy could generate a market value of over $2 trillion and create close to 10 million jobs. Friends, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, in his address to the nation on 75th Independence Day, underscored India's commitment to Mission Circular Economy, highlighting India's vehicle scrap policy as a great example of the same. India's Mission Circular Economy is based on three sound principles. First, eliminate waste and pollution. Second, circulate products and materials. And third, regenerate nature. Recently, I have gone through one book. The title of the book name is The Circular Economy Advantage. It's written by Peter Lacey and Mr. Jacob. They argued that circular economy is not only viable large-scale solution for prosperous, green and thriving economic growth and human development. A lot of the books, literature, article, academic research being written on the subject make similar argument. But I will caution that gathering against treating circular economy as a model only for businesses, especially the manufacturing sector, to operate in. Circular economy recognizes the importance of the economy to work effectively at all scales, for big and small businesses, for organizations and individual, globally and locally. We in India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, have emphasized on the need to make climate action as a participative process. Friends, circularity for us is thus not just a business model, it is a life model. Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji clarion call for environmentally sustainable lifestyles or mission life drives from this thought. The Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam campaign is also about building a healthier planet which will add pace to a sustainable planet. Our production systems must adopt practices around the principles of circular economy so that they not only reduce resource dependency but also gain competitiveness. A circular economy path could bring in sustainable benefits along with significant reduction in unmanaged waste, which would consequently have a positive effect on the economy and environment. Our ability to maximize our resource efficiency, minimize the consumption of finite resources, and boost the emergence of new business models and entrepreneurial ventures will spur our transition toward Atmanirbhar Bharat. Friends, the Modi government has been actively formulating policies and promoting efforts to drive the country towards a circular economy with whole of the governance approach. To expedite the transition to a circular economy, priorities areas have been recognized, including end-of-life products and recyclable waste that pose considerable challenges which must be addressed in a holistic manner. India remains committed to addressing plastic waste challenge and their associated ecological impacts. The Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 led to significant measures targeting municipal, industrial, residential and commercial sectors. India has banned certain categories of single-use plastic through notification in 2022. In adoption with Mission Life initiative, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has notified the Eco-Mark rules to encourage demand for environmentally friendly products while promoting energy efficiency and circular economy principle. Circular economy action plans for 10 waste categories have been finalized, for which a regulatory and implementation framework is under progress. India is already notified various waste management and extended producer responsibility rules in certain sectors, such as plastic waste management rules, e-waste management rules, construction and demolition waste management rules, and metals recycling policy, among others. A robust recycling industry is developing fast in the country, which would contribute significantly to the economy and employment generation. This is not merely an aspiration, it is an imperative for our region's prosperity and the well-being of future generations. Asia and the Pacific, with its dynamism and diversity, is uniquely positioned to lead this global transition. Members of the August gathering, to support sustainable development across environmental, social, and economic dimensions, we must integrate 3R and circular economy principles in all sectors, considering national needs, priorities, and circumstances. The principle of the circular economy resonates deeply with India's cultural heritage as reflected in the ancient wisdom of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which emphasizes the interconnectedness of all life forms. Significant waste generation necessitates advanced waste processing and recycling facilities. As we promoting the circular economy, it requires innovative waste to resource solution, infrastructure for secondary raw materials, and sustainable practices across industries. Emphasizing local entrepreneurship and stakeholder contribution can lead to a resilient economy less dependent on external resources. Circular economy practice foster innovative business model, turning waste into wealth and driving new market opportunities. Job creation spans multiple waste management sectors, from collection and sorting of processing and recycling. By making circular principles all in businesses, we can unlock transformative potential, fostering industries that innovate without waste, cities that regenerate ecosystems, and policies that align economic ambition with planetary boundaries. This forum symbolizes our shared resolve to accelerate action towards sustainability and circularity. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jaipur Declaration, likely to be adopted on 3R and circular economy, will see where our compasses catalyzing policy innovation, cross-sector collaboration, and inclusive partnership. Our vision extends beyond waste reduction. It is about redefining progresses. Circular economies are central to achieve the sustainable development goals and climate neutrality, balancing low carbon pathways with equitable development. India, with a robust recycling industry, is ready to engage with the countries of Asia Pacific for cooperation in the area of circular economy. So far, India has more than 3,500 recycling units in place, capable of processing around 45 million metric ton per annum of waste. Everyone has a role in this effort, and a truly sustainable society depends on both good policies and responsible action. I take this opportunity to inform you all about India's candidacy for organizing the World Circular Economy Forum in the year 2026. Every year, World Circular Economy Forum is organized, and in this year, 2025, it is being organized in Sao Paulo, Brazil. India has expressed the willingness to host World Circular Economy Forum 2026, looking ahead to 2030 and beyond. This forum should drive real change. The Asia Pacific region has the talent, determination, and teamwork needed to make circular economies a reality. By making sustainability the foundation of our progress, we can create a future where proper people thrive while protecting our planet for future generation. Together, let us turn vision into reality. The time of action is now. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I now request Shri P. Narayana ji, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh, to please deliver the concluding remarks and address the gathering.
Respected Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate, Sri Bhupendra Yadav ji, and Sri Srinivas, Secretary for Housing and Urban Development, and Naresh Kakwar, Additional Secretary for Environment, Forest and Climate, and Mrs. Mio Oko, Director of ADB, and all the dignitaries, a warm welcome and morning to all of you. Andhra Pradesh's vision is to achieve Swarnandhra by 2047 in line with India's aspiration for sustainable development. By adopting the spirit of Swachh Bharat, Government of Andhra Pradesh started Swachh Andhra mission. Swachh Andhra is one of the main pillars of the Vision 2024 document, focusing on cleanliness, environmental sustainability, and the circular economy. The initiative integrates waste management, pollution control, climate resilience, and public participation to create a sustainable and livable state. Government of Andhra Pradesh is adopting a systematic approach to Swachhata across urban and rural areas. Monthly themes focus on various aspects of cleanliness, waste management, and environmental sustainability. A scientific and data-driven approach integrates pollution monitoring, heat, water levels, and soil moisture into the Swachhata strategies. All departments have definite key performance indicators and timelines to achieve these goals. Every third Saturday is designated as a Swachhandra Day with the participation from the Honorable CM of Andhra Pradesh, public representatives and government departments and citizens. District ranking are introduced to create healthy competition, driving better performance in waste management and sanitation. Facilitation of public health workers by the Honorable CM to recognize their contributions to a clean and healthy Andhra Pradesh. Swachhandra is deeply linked to the 3R principles: reduce, reuse, recycle, and the broader circular economy framework. The initiative promotes startups and industries in waste management, upcycling, and bioenergy, fostering and employment and innovation. Successful circular economy models in Andhra Pradesh, including waste to energy, producing 30 megawatt electricity, bio-CNG plants, used water management plants like that. Andhra Pradesh is committed to becoming a zero waste, climate residence start by 2047. Andhra Pradesh seeks national and global partnerships to enhance waste to value solutions, climate resilient urban planning, and sustainable industries. Andhra Pradesh, under the leadership of our Chief Minister, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, is now achieving impressive goals to the rate, and its new capital, Amaravati, is taking wings. In this context, I make a call with Andhra Pradesh partner on circular economy and best practices. I would like to quote one motto given by our Honorable CM, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. Swachhandra is not just about cleanliness, it is our pledge to protect our land, water and future generation. Finally, I thank you very much to Honorable Bhupendra Yadav, Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and members on the dais. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I thank Shri Bhupendra Yadav ji, Honorable Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri P. Narayan ji, Honorable Minister, Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Government of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Naresh Pal Gangwar ji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Srinivas Kartikithala ji, Secretary, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and Ms. Mio Oka, Country Director for India, Asian Development Bank, for joining us for this special session. The dignitaries will now be proceeding to the India Pavilion and to the technical exhibition on the lower ground floor, where 40 startups and industries are showcasing their technology and best practices. India Pavilion is also showcasing 3D models and best practices from 15 line ministries. Thank you, sir. Next, right after this session, we have the 5 country breakouts taking place. The 5 country breakouts are taking place in 5 different venues. We request the Secretariat to please display details of the venue on the screen, please. Buses for the field visit will be available right in front of this venue itself. At 3 p.m., buses will be available for the field visit from this venue itself. We request you to please proceed towards the buses when the technical field visit arrives. For the country breakout sessions, the venue is on the screen, requesting you to please go to the respective locations as indicated on the screen. For your information, the India Pavilion session that was taking place in the lower ground floor on India Pathways to Circular Economy is now taking place in Conference Room 1 on the 1st floor. Requesting participants of their respective country breakout sessions and the India Pathways to Circular Economy session to please make their way to their respective venues. In case you will be unable to locate the rooms, please come towards the stage area where the ministry team will guide you to your respective venues. If you feel you will be unable to locate the rooms of the country breakouts, please come towards the stage area. We will guide you to the venue.